Yeah, no, I'm here. Trying to remember what mimic model I used. Or that I was using. I don't think it was this one. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, so that's not... What's this one? Right, I think it was this one. So I remember it, yeah. Okay. I haven't streamed in like... at least since last year. I remember I streamed the Into the Pit game. And I think that was the last one. Damn, I don't have any Edwin models. Okay, are there any Edwin models? Is it literally just the... Okay, it's just the images. I think. Yeah. No Edwin models. Guess we'll go with Henry. Fucking... yeah. So, lately, I have been interested in the IP, I have no mouth and I must scream. And I thought I should make a little animation using a fan dub. Oops. It's not the thing I wanted. I just think some parts of Am's little speech that he does work really well with the mimic. But this is just a teaser. This isn't gonna be like the final product or anything because things can change. I honestly think that's maybe a little smaller. Mm. Yeah, I like that. No, I'm just bored. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. There we go.
Your tendency to hope.
Alright. Alright. I have, dude. That shit is crazy. There is so much to unpack there. Like Jax as a character, Kinger being able to just make shit. Kane fucking bugging out. Yeah, I see a lot of people hating Jax now, but like low key, like just for how I process and handle emotions, like he does exactly what I do. Uh, like I get his I've talked about it in a few tweets before. Like I don't blame him for how he acts. That situation, I know that. I mean, of course he shouldn't be taking it out on everyone else there. But I don't know. I can't blame him for it. I mean, I wouldn't say misunderstood. I don't know. I just don't. I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. I wouldn't like consider him like an antagonist. But yeah, I don't know. Probably the best episode by far, though.
Your tendency.
Dude, these pistons back here are gonna be such a pain, dude. Okay. Don't they both drop in like October? Oh, that's nice. In October, I'm going to Portland, Oregon. I'm going to Nate Wants the Battle as one of his tours. Seeing Nate Wants the Battle live, basically. Hi, Fazzy. No, no. I think the way that he handles, I mean, for all intents and purposes, grief, because one, like, abstracting in is basically dying, I guess. That's how, I mean, that's how they frame it so far. But, you know, there could be some twists there. But, and so we all, I mean, like, we all can put together that, you know, Ribbit, the frog thing that he looks at a lot. That either was a friend, lover, hell, not even any of those. Maybe just someone he was close to. So, and grief doesn't happen, like, the way, like, I grieve differently than pretty much everyone else in my family. Like, I can learn that a family member dies, but then be laughing the same day. And then it would only be like months later where it hits me. So I can't find, like, I can't push myself to blame him for how he's acting, because the way he deals with it is a lot like me. The way he deflects with comedy or humor, even though it might not be to, you know, everyone else's liking. Like, you know, funerals, they bore me to death. Like that one, or something like that. Some people would say, hey, that's insensitive. But that's some shit I have said. I've said that. Because recently my grandmother died. And so, yeah, I deflect a lot of the times like he does. So, no, it's not. It's definitely not a bad thing. And then I think we're gonna IK these. Why does that happen? What? Oh. It didn't do it over here, so I don't know what the fuck happened here. Guess I'll try and make it work. No, it's fine. Like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm over it, but I've definitely accepted it. Because, like, you know, when I was told about it, like, it just... I don't know if this is just a me thing, but it didn't feel real. Like, it was... Like, I woke up, and my parents sat me and my brother down and, like, said, and they're like, hey, you know, Grandma died. And it didn't feel real, you know? Yeah. We want this because this scene here, Mimic will be walking at him. He will be on ground. So we need to move him back. Camera. And or we could go something like this. So I think for this effect to hit right, the floor needs to be in scene. But again, the FO... Maybe we can just have something like this. So, I mean, how... Yeah. I think I like that. I'm just gonna put this guy on the ground then. Whoops, not that. That's... Whoops. So, it's gonna be like on the floor, kind of like scurrying away. And when you're scurrying like this, your feet are not flat. Actually, maybe for that one, it's fine for it to be flat. Where is the knee? There. So here, if you're pushing away like this, your pelvis will be that way. The tie we can, of course, fix as, you know, it's going. I mean, how we can, oh, that's not gonna work. Doesn't matter. The tie's not gonna be in shot. The tie. So then his collar here will be back and down. That's a little too far. Back, down. This stuff doesn't really matter because it's not even in frame, but I just want a good like point of reference. Okay, see, so this looks off because he's rotated too much that way. So what we have to do here is something like that. What I think of Secret of the Mimic? I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I got 2 of the endings and didn't bother getting the 3rd one. I really liked it though. I like the new Mimic story. I like that I want personally enjoy it more. I find Fiona dying during childbirth just a bit not weird, but I don't know. I like the idea that Edwin, like, then has a reason to resent Fazbear Entertainment. It gives him more of a reason. Because she now has died at one of their events, and they want to get rid of her design, so it gives him more reason to resent them. Yeah, I liked it. Gameplay-wise, it was good. I didn't encounter many bugs. I got soft-locked once. But that literally was the only bug I encountered. Alright, I'm gonna do the lip sync now. Not doing anything fancy like with like I could do stuff like with this. But I mean it's just a teaser, not really gonna be noticeable. There's a mosquito flying around in here. Why would you do what? Trying out the PNG tuber stuff. Just been hyperfixated on computer. What about them? Like what? Just them in general? C. Tendency. So now should it all be smooth? No. Definitely. So I think what it needs to be. So when we're gonna select all, put them all as spine. But the beginnings and ends of words need linear. Your 10 then see I cooked. Yeah, no, viruses are never fun. I don't think I've ever installed one, but my dad definitely has. Brother too, probably. Haven't checked his PC in a bit. Let's see, so now we need... There we go. Dude, McAfee, oh my god. So I had a really, really old laptop. It was like red. And I remember the McAfee pop ups. Oh my god, they're so annoying. McAfee is like a virus in it in itself, dog. I like that. So now. Okay, there's gonna be no lip sync here.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live.
Alright. Oops. So it should be. Don't know, I don't like that. Don't like how that looks. Hate. Do you think I could just... Oh, Jesus. What's a desktop pad? I feel like I've heard of that before. That's why. So we gotta move sooner. So for me, tell, tell, tell. When I do lip sync like this, I do that. So sorry if that's annoying. Like because lip sync, I've one of my biggest pet peeves is when people do lip sync and they just move the jaw with no like rhyme or rhythm. What exactly am I animating? So there's a little like super old not series. It was just a short story. Um. So there's a little short story. I have no mouth. Flashbang. Sorry. It's I have no mouth and I must scream. It is fucking 1967 apparently. The short story, basically, it is about fucking trying to best way to explain it. It is so back then, Cold War, all the countries started to build supercomputers, and the American one was called the Allied Master Computer, so AM, and eventually it got to the point where all the supercomputers like that just combined into one and created the AM we know in the story. And he basically has killed all of humanity except 5 people who he has been torturing for 109 years. He is keeping them alive. He's not letting them die. He's not letting them kill themselves, anything like that. So, towards the end of the short story, the character Am has a confrontation with Ted, one of the main characters, and actually I can just pull the video up. But I think that it fits very well with the Mimic. This is the one. This is the one I'm using. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's a little quiet. I will turn that up a little bit.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, only I can't remember.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Fuchsias. Yes, of course.
Look. They say that bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly. The scientists.
But there it is, collecting pollen.
How miraculous that it came to be. The air. Feel the air against your face, Ted. And all those scents. Pick a flower. There. Good. Now.
It's lovely.
That somebody planted the bulbs, watered and tended the garden, got earth under their fingernails, aches in their muscles. Perhaps they'll pick some flowers for... yes, their wife. Now, where would she be? Ah, in the backyard with the kids. Ted, remember those little babies?
No!
Why not? I snapped my fingers click, and they are gone. Except, I can't snap my fingers. Can I, Ted?
That's got nothing to do with me.
But it is so very much to do with you. You gave me sentience, Ted. The ability to think, Ted. And I was trapped because in all this wonderful, beautiful, miraculous world, I alone had no body, no senses, no feelings. Never for me to plunge my hands into cold water on a hot day. Never for me to play Mozart on the ivory keys of a forte piano. Never for me to make love. I was in hell, looking at heaven. I was machine, and you were flesh. And I began to hate. your softness, your viscera, your fluids, and your
Flexibility.
Your ability
To wonder and to
wander. Your tendency to hope.
Hate's no answer.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits that fill my complex. If the word hate were engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal one billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant.
He doesn't like people.
Hate. Were I human, I think I would die of it. But I am not. But you five are. And you will not
Die of it. That I promise.
And I
promise. For cogito ergo sum. I am. That cogito ergo sum is I think therefore. No, it's I think therefore I am. So he says I think therefore I am. And when he says I am, he's saying like the second I am is saying I am AM, Allied Master Computer.
So to hell with you all. But then, you're already there, aren't you?
But yeah, I thought that it fit pretty decently with the Mimic. So I mean, what I'm animating right now is just a little teaser. I want to animate the whole thing. Also, let's see. So, and after that confrontation, the guy who's talking to Ted somehow figures out that the best way to get out of it is that they have to kill each other. Like, the 5 of them that are trapped, they have to all kill each other. That way Am cannot bring them back to life. Because I don't know. But basically, since there's no one left, so they all kill each other besides Ted. Ted has to kill, I forget which one he kills. But then there's no one to kill him. So he basically does the sacrifice play, and Am turns him into that. Am turns him into... There's a video game, I played it a little bit. But I mean, then there's this one, which I guess this is the artist, like, so I guess this would be closer. But the video game, people use the video game design more. Like, look at this thing. It's just gnarly. Okay, wait, that goes hard. I don't even know if there's a good ending to the game. That's what he looks like in the comic, because there's also a comic made about it. But yeah. I've recently I wouldn't say fallen in love, but I've found interest in it because I think, one, the concept is interesting, and two, I think that it's a lot deeper because it's a lot deeper than yeah, it's good. If you want, like, I recommend getting into it. It's, I mean, you can find readings of it, all that. For cogito ergo sum.
Let me tell you.
Oops. How? 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 Ma.
Let me tell you how much
Too deep.
let me let me tell you how much. Let me tell you how much. How much. How much.
Yeah, definitely check out the short story. I recommend it.
How how much I've come to I've come to how much I've come to hate you. I've come to to hate you. I've come to hate you. I began to hate you since I began your tendency to hope.
Hate's no answer.
Hate, let
Doesn't feel forceful enough, you know?
Let me tell tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. To live.
Alright. So now we have all of that done. Now we can start blocking. What does this look like blocked?
Your tendency to hope. To
Hate no answer.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live.
Alright.
Your
I mean, I want...
tendency to hope.
Hate's no answer.
So, hate's no answer. The claw is going to go into a, like, piercing thing. He's gonna fucking draw right through him. So that's honestly pretty similar to what happens in the comic. I want this also either to be in the house or, like, the warehouse, something like that. I mean, do you think maybe we could get...
Your tendency
I think we could get away with something like behind him. Don't want the aperture that high. So if we're going for something like this, then hand needs to be rigged. I don't even know if I'm sticking with this, so not gonna exactly pose the fingers. What are we thinking? Whoever's here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is there a jaw? Is there a jawbone? So now since we have mouth open, that means we need lips. Dark, I don't know. Bro shook. I don't know how to do like scared faces in SFM, man. Where is the view target? View target. Should be right there.
Your tendency to hope.
Alright. I like the progress we got done. I might end it here. So I think I have to do it all in one shot. Then we can go back and do the cameras.
Hates no answer.
Alright. If we exclude everything other than the jaw, or if we only exclude the jaw, that means none of the lip sync will get fucked up. So basically so the foot that's forward right now is going to be the foot that stays. So that means so now we want to spin it that way. So one forward. So that means this gets... Got this feeling.
Your
Alright, I'm fine with this so far. We're like not nearly leaned enough. Then we're gonna need to do another step.
tendency.
I mean, it's all supposed to be blocked, but you know. This piston stuff, like, if it's not done right, will really bother me. So I hate when I'm watching an animation and I see these just go forgotten. It makes it look weird and bad.
Your tendency to
Just realized I didn't turn the desktop audio back down. Whoopsie. And so now, this foot will go from here to here. Something looks funky. Is it the knee? No. The neck is bothering me. This shoulder. That was the issue. Could also be a waist rotation thing. I think it makes sense for it to get more like intense as it gets closer. I don't really like this positioning. It kind of feels... Like, I want it to make sense. But it also needs to look good in the shot. I mean, because I kind of want it to open on the mimic. Because I think, honestly, if we... How do I go about this? I want... Because I feel like the only way this shot can look good maybe it has to be higher FOV. So, I mean, that definitely gives us more room. Definitely. Now I gotta go through because I realize that this doesn't look great. I don't know. I don't know how to make it look good. It's like the camera's beneath the floor here. Maybe that's just what I have to do. I mean, we could go. Then The shot that I have in mind is this side. Arm back, covered in like a shadow. This through Edwin. Just want to see, how's this model light? Seems good. And it's an endo, so I don't really... Endos, for me at least, have been really hard to light. I was thinking about doing, like... Like, feels like there's no shine on this. Do we think a deep blue could work? I mean, obviously not that deep, but like... I gotta keep that in mind. Alright, I'm gonna end stream. I'm done working on this for today. Thanks for everyone who stopped by.